Вот эти ребята, которые здесь все есть, каждый знает, чего он хочет, и каждый сюда приехал, понимая, что здесь будет происходить.
Там находились, приехал Khabib тоже на сборы, чуть нарушил начало сборов, вообще без никакой акклиматизации. Мы сразу начали пахать.
I was pushing them. I leave weekend. I just come back for next 5 days. For me, it's gonna be fun day. For them, it's gonna be very hard.
В этом плане, да, он универсальный боец, и я жду того боя, где он себя покажет в этом плане.
Мне нормально, если балл я не отдам, взять не обязательно. У меня это есть понятие, как там делать. В голове получается, там не получается.
According to Makhachev, Garry poses a unique stylistic puzzle, citing his unorthodox movement and rhythm as key factors that make him difficult to prepare for. In contrast, Makhachev views Michael Morales as a more well-rounded fighter, possessing stronger wrestling credentials and applying greater offensive pressure, highlighting the distinct challenges that Garry presents inside the cage. Music. Islam Makhachev emphasizes that acquiring high-level MMA skills, particularly in wrestling and takedown defense, is a time-consuming process. He notes that even with intense camp preparation, fighters like Junior Dos Santos have demonstrated that extended training does not necessarily prevent repeated takedowns once the fight is underway. This observation reinforces Makhachev's belief that making late adjustments has limited effectiveness against elite grapplers. Music. Islam Makhachev has revealed his preference for a legacy-defining matchup, opting to face undefeated Michael Morales over Ian Machado Garry. According to Makhachev, a victory over an unbeaten opponent would significantly enhance his resume, particularly given that Garry already has a loss on his record, making Morales the more attractive challenge. Music. Over pretend enter. Let's take a closer look at Ian Garry's fighting style as analyzed by Javier Mendez. According to Mendez, Garry is a long-range striker who can create awkward exchanges on the feet. However, once the fight hits the ground, Mendez believes Islam Makhachev's control would take over, limiting Garry's ability to dictate positions. Ian Garry is indeed a unique opponent. His unorthodox style makes him a challenging fighter to face and a tough one to look good against. With his long frame, rangy strikes, and strategic approach, it's intriguing to consider how he'd match up against Islam Makhachev. Ian Garry, he's a bit of a weird one, right? Like he's a difficult guy to fight, difficult guy to look good against. He's long, he's rangy, he's pretty strategic in there. How do you feel like he matches up with Islam Makhachev? He does well with Islam on the stand-up cause, his range, he's rangy, he's tricky. All those, but on the ground, he does okay, but he doesn't survive on the ground, I don't think. I mean, well, okay, he might survive 5 rounds, but he won't get the best of Islam on the ground. That I'm 100% sure about. According to Javier Mendez, Ian Machado Garry poses a significant threat on his feet thanks to his exceptional timing and striking abilities, which can completely shift the momentum of a fight in an instant. However, Mendez believes that if the fight were to go to the ground, Garry would likely struggle to do more than simply survive as, his takedown defense may not be robust enough to consistently thwart Islam Makhachev's advances. Mendez also notes that Makhachev's training approach is not tailored to a specific opponent, instead focusing on preparing for all possible MMA scenarios, which is a testament to his well-rounded skills and effectiveness in every aspect of the fight. On the stand-up, he's pretty tricky, so one punch can change everything on that. One kick, one punch, one knee, so that's a different story, but on the ground I don't see him dominating. I see him surviving, possibly. So, yeah, I could see that, and then other takedown or defense that he has is decent, but not great enough to stop Islam from taking him down. But again, sometimes we'll go in there and we'll decide that we're going to do this with Islam, and next thing you know, next round we'll say, okay, take him down. Now, or next thing you know, the next round will go stand up. Because he's that good. So, we're not looking at going in any specific game plan for anybody, because he's good everywhere. You know, he's good everywhere. So, you know, I've said it too many times and I think people should remember some of my back interviews. And if they look at that, then they go, we're not going to prepare for Ian Garry, Basset. We'll just prepare for an MMA fight and Islam is good everywhere. So, he'll practice everything. The conversation then shifted to outside analysis, where Shiel Sonnen raised questions about Ian Machado Garry's overall skill set, wondering if he has what it takes to dethrone a champion like Islam Makhachev. Music, Sonnen highlighted the challenges of crafting a winning strategy, while also acknowledging that a perfectly executed upset is still possible. Islam beats Garry. Can Garry beat Islam? Are you guys sold enough on Ian Garry that he can go out and become the champion of the world? Do you believe that in your heart? Yeah, I think that guy can beat Islam. Okay, tell me how he's going to beat him. Is Ian Garry going to try to revive Conor and do it with himself through Islam? It's very possible. Adding another layer to the matchup's context, Carlos Prates revealed he had begun preparing as a designated backup fighter. His strategy was to remain ready to step in on short notice, should either competitor withdraw. I really think like I heard people saying like if that fight going to happen on August 15th August. Music, and also I talked with my coach, like after Netherlands, we're going to Hungary. And after Hungary, I'm going to back to Brazil and I'm going to start the fight camp to fight the 15th of August, you know, because I know something happened with the Makhachev warrior, they're going to call me and I'm going to be ready. Did you talk to the UFC about being the backup fighter yet? No, I didn't talk. But I know like if I'm the number 2 in the rank, yeah. True, but some fighters don't need call me like you. I saw something happen, I say, hey, I'm here, you know, I'm doing the fight camp. I just saw the guys who I'm going to bring, music, to the fight camp, really good grapplers to help me on the fight camp. I have like 8 weeks. It's a good time to train. Returning to Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry, Georges St. Pierre described the bout as a classic striker versus grappler dynamic. He highlighted Ian Garry's dangerous stand-up game, predicting Islam Makhachev's wrestling would become decisive once the fight moved to grappling. This contest serves as a critical test for Islam Makhachev, who aims for his 17th straight UFC win, looking to break Anderson Silva's record, which he currently holds. To test Islam, who will be going for his 17th straight UFC win, trying to break Anderson Silva's music record, which he's currently tied with. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's our wow. I think it's going to be a good fight. Ian Garry, it's a definitely a tough opponent, very, music, good striker, but Islam, once again, his goal going to be to bring the fight to the ground and I think if he's able to do that, he's going to have an edge. If Ian Garry is able to keep it on the feet, and Ian going to have an edge, so it's going to be interesting. Stephen Thompson notes that Islam Makhachev's pressure is particularly challenging to handle, as his fighting style gradually takes a toll on opponents, both physically and mentally, over the course of a bout. According to Thompson, Makhachev is a fighter who systematically builds control, leaving his opponents drained and overwhelmed as the rounds progress. To defeat him, Thompson emphasizes that an opponent would need to possess elite-level cardio, a strong ability to recover, and a relentless effort to stay on their feet or quickly get back to a standing position. Islam is a type of guy to make a fight very, very, very grueling to his opponent, right? Guys like Islam, guys like Khabib, they try to break your spirit. Music, they break you physically, mentally, and emotionally out there, right? It gets to the point where when you see guys fight them, halfway through the fight, these guys are looking for a way, music, out. They're like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm not saying they're doing this, but it almost looks like they just turn their back just to get choked out and get out of there, right? Course they all do that. For a coach, their cardio, they have to be mentally, physically, emotionally. Islam Makhachev has expressed his desire to retire as a champion still holding gold. He's been savoring every aspect of being a title holder, from the preparation phase to his actual performances. And although he hasn't set a specific timeline for his exit, is clearly intent on leaving the sport on his own terms. Meanwhile, Justin Gaethje is basking in the